Are you new to Prescott? Are you planning a visit or are you considering moving here? Well, if you are, then this video is for you. My name is Ered and I've lived here in Prescott for almost 20 years. I don't know everything there is to know, but here are 15 things you might want to know about life in our little town. So let's get started. Prescott is just about centrally located within the state of Arizona, 100 miles north of Phoenix. Prescott is nestled between the Bradshaw Mountains and the Mingus Mountain Range. One of the best things about Prescott's location is that it is a convenient day trip away from many popular destinations. Sedona is only 67 miles to the east, Flagstaff is 95 miles distant, and the charming mining town of Jerome is just 35 miles away. And Arizona's biggest attraction, the Grand Canyon, is just 123 miles to the north. So, how many people live in Prescott? Well, as of 2021, the population stood at 46,833. However, Prescott is part of what is known as the Quad City area. That's Prescott, Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, and Dewey-Humboldt. And due to the fact that Prescott Valley has more open land available for development, the population there is growing more rapidly. It has eclipsed Prescott, currently at 48,188. Total population of the Quad Cities is approximately 113,000 people. How old are Prescott's residents? Well, Prescott is known as a retirement community, and that is reflected in the median age, which is 59.1. That is significantly higher than the national average of 38.1. Prescott Valley's population is younger than Prescott's at 47.4, but that shouldn't give you the impression that Prescott is only for the old and retiring. The presence of 3 colleges, plenty of live music, theater, events, and outdoor recreation draw a younger, energetic crowd that gives Prescott a more youthful and vibrant feel. Prescott's cost of living index is 114.1. Prescott Valley's number is just slightly lower, and they both rank about 15% higher than the national average. And this is due in part to the fact that Prescott is such a desirable place to live, having been listed among the top 10 places to retire for the past 7 years. The principal difference in the cost of living between Prescott and Prescott Valley, and the rest of the country for that matter, is home value. The 2023 median sale price year to date of a home in Prescott was $575,000, while in Prescott Valley, the median sale price was $460,000. Arizona property taxes, however, do offer you some relief. The average effective property tax rate in Yavapai County, based upon assessed value, is 0.58%. That is a little above Phoenix, but still well below the national average of 0.99%. And though there are a number of factors that go into computing your property taxes, you can arrive at a ballpark estimate by multiplying your home's value by 0.5%. And by the way, the cost of homeowners insurance is low here as well. One thing I learned when researching the content for this video is that there are a lot of nuances to crime statistics. Now, if crime is a concern for you, my advice is to do your own research. But I can tell you that in regard to property crime, Prescott comes in below the national number, but higher when it comes to violent crime. That said, when comparing Prescott only to communities of similar size, Prescott's numbers are very close to average. One of the biggest draws to Prescott is the weather. Prescott's climate is considered mild, and at just over a mile in elevation, the temperature tends to be 15 degrees cooler than Phoenix at any given time. Prescott does experience 4 seasons, and in fact, we have a 5th season, monsoon, that runs from June 15th through September and produces some very dramatic afternoon thunderstorms. Winter temperatures can drop into the 20s, but usually rise into the 40s or 50s at midday. When snow does fall, on average 18 to 24 inches a year, it melts quickly in the Arizona sun. And speaking of the sun, we see 277 days of sun annually, compared to the national average of 205. That's 2 additional months of sunshine. Now, many people associate Arizona with heat, and you probably heard about the record-setting heat wave that hit Phoenix this year in 2023 when they reached 110 degrees on 54 days. Prescott reached only 100 on 7 days during the same period and hit the maximum of 103 on only 3 of those days. But guess what? Turn off the AC and open your windows, because due to our mile-high elevation, it almost always cools down significantly at night. To be honest, Prescott is not a mecca for job seekers, and you need to be aware of that fact. Also, as reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, our average hourly wage is 16% below the national average. However, there are some major employers in the area, healthcare being one, that provides a large number of jobs. And as Prescott is the seat of Yavapai County, government also provides a good number of jobs to Prescott area residents. Tourism, hospitality, and education are additional job providers, as is contracting and heavy construction. There are not a lot of major manufacturers in the area, but Ruger happens to be here, by the way. I could make an entire video, and probably will, talking about the many things there are to see and to do in Prescott. First, Prescott is adjacent to the National Forest, which provides easy access to outdoor recreational opportunities like hiking and mountain biking. Some of the most popular trails are literally just a few minutes from downtown. If you're up for a little competition, Prescott is host to both the Whiskey Row Marathon and the Whiskey Off-Road Bike Race. Prescott boasts 5 lakes, and though they are not swimmable, they are perfect for kayaking, canoeing, and fishing. And if golf is your thing, we've got you covered. The Quad Cities share 7 private and public golf courses. Now, downtown Prescott is almost always the #1 attraction. Courthouse Plaza hosts countless art fairs, antique events, car shows, and a summer concert series. You can visit the famous saloons of Whiskey Row, do some shopping, browse the art galleries, coffee shops, and sample a number of great restaurants, all within walking distance of the center of town. To learn more about Prescott's history, you can visit the Western Heritage Center right on Whiskey Row, or Charlotte Hall Museum, just 2 blocks from the courthouse. Just a few blocks east of downtown, you can find one of the finest Native American basket and pottery collections at the Museum of Indigenous People. And for lovers of Western art and sculpture, it's a short drive to Prescott's famous Phippen Museum. In case you didn't know, Prescott holds the title of Arizona's Christmas City, and one of the big events is the courthouse lighting, when the beautiful granite building and all of the trees on Courthouse Plaza are illuminated in thousands upon thousands of lights for the season. There is not 1 but 2 holiday parades, and the Prescott Resort fills its lobby with an amazing gingerbread village that is not to be missed. One of Prescott's unique holiday events is known as Acre Night. Everyone comes out for Acre Night, on which nearly every downtown business opens its doors, each hosting local musicians, and we have a lot of talent here in Prescott. All of the performers' tips are donated to fund music scholarships for school-aged children of Yavapai County and to provide musical instruments to those in need. There are a number of things you might consider uniquely Prescott, and some of them you'll find on your own. But Prescott's signature geological feature is Thumb Butte, just west of downtown. Now, you can hike the butte most of the year, but the trail is closed during certain times to protect nesting peregrine falcons. Beautiful, beautiful birds. Speaking of falcons and Thumb Butte, perched at the base of the butte is a rather famous and unique private residence. Designed by architect Sukumar Pal, is the Falcon's Nest, which holds the record as the tallest single-family residence in North America. It measures 110 feet in height, plus a 14-foot spire that takes it to its official height of 124 feet. The home happens to be in my neighborhood, and yes, I have climbed to the top of the tower. The views are truly phenomenal. Pal told me he considered over 125 different sites throughout Arizona and the Southwest before he settled on Prescott. Another one-of-a-kind feature you shouldn't miss is Prescott's famous Palace Restaurant and Saloon, the centerpiece of Whiskey Row. Having opened in 1877, the Palace is both the oldest business and oldest operating bar in the state of Arizona, and can boast famous patrons such as Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, who, surprisingly enough, were not always well behaved. I'll just leave it at that. Now, here's a little bit of local lore. During the famous fire of July 14, 1900, Palace patrons picked up and carried the 24-foot-long, hand-carved Brunswick bar out of the burning building and across the street, where they continued to drink while the fire consumed 4 downtown blocks. Now that is Prescott. The Prescott Unified School District is composed of 9 schools from pre-K through 12th grade, with an enrollment of 3,827 students. Prescott is also home to a Basis charter school. The Margot Fontaine Academy of Ballet has recently opened a campus here, and as I mentioned earlier, there are 3 colleges: Prescott College, Yavapai College, and the prestigious Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Due to Prescott's proximity to the National Forest, wildfire is a local concern. Prescott area fire departments and the Forest Service take this very seriously, and you will see throughout the year a number of what are called prescribed or controlled burns in the areas surrounding Prescott. Now, these can be alarming if you don't know what they are, but these burns are meant to reduce flammable underbrush and help prevent fire from overwhelming the forest. You will also find that many neighborhoods in Prescott, and this is important, many are fire-wise communities. The members of these communities raise wildfire awareness and have access to grants to help local homeowners with the cost of clearing their property, creating defensible space, and making their homes safer. Prescott's motto is everybody's hometown, and that is truly how local residents treat one another, regardless of their political leanings. But these days, it's hard to avoid the question, is Prescott liberal or conservative? Arizona is a swing state after all. Well, by the numbers, 63.7% of Prescottonians vote Republican, while 34.5% vote Democrat. Now, Prescott residents have strong opinions, and they don't mind sharing them in public, so you shouldn't be surprised to hear some of them from an adjacent table when you're out dining at a local restaurant. Also, it's not uncommon to see flags and banners on Courthouse Plaza with competing factions on opposite corners. But here in Prescott, it is looked upon more as a friendly rivalry rather than confrontational. In Prescott, we are neighbors first. Prescott does have an airport. In fact, believe it or not, it is number 4 on the list of the busiest general aviation airports in the country. Now, this might be just a bit deceiving because that ranking is based on the number of takeoffs and landings, and the training flights from Embry-Riddle University make up the bulk of those. And because the university is training many future commercial pilots, that is a good thing. Expansion is planned at the airport, and recently the ribbon was cut on a brand new modern terminal. Currently, though, this is December of 2023, the airport has only 1 commercial carrier and offers only 2 passenger flights per day, 1 to Denver and 1 to LAX. The principal hub remains Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, an hour and a half away. However, there is a very efficient shuttle service providing over 20 round trips per day to and from Phoenix. So there you have it. I hope you learned something about Prescott that you didn't already know. And if you did, please hit the like button for me. And if you'd like to be notified when I post new Prescott-related content, don't forget to tap that notification bell. Again, my name is Ered Matthew. I am a real estate agent with the Pareja Group at OwnPrescott.com. Please feel free to leave a comment, especially if there's a topic you'd like me to cover. Don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. That is why I'm here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Cheers.